Ontario's Integrity Commission is launching an investigation into Labour Minister David Piccini. This is over the controversial $2.5 billion Provincial Skills Development Fund. So the NDP and Liberals requested the investigation, alleging Piccini breached ethics rules in handing out skills training funding. The Auditor General found that more than 60 of the lower scoring applicants were approved after they hired a lobbyist. Piccini has repeatedly defended his handling of the fund at Queen's Park. CTV News Queen's Park Bureau Chief Siobhan Morris has more. Okay, we're going to go back to that a little bit later, but right now, let's get reaction from Ontario NDP Leader Marit Stiles. Ms. Stiles, first off, your reaction to this announcement?
Well, I'm very encouraged that the Integrity Commissioner is going to be conducting an investigation. Obviously, this is as a result of a complaint that I filed, a request for an investigation that I filed back in November, because I was, of course, starting to see a pattern here with the Minister of Labour and his connections to friends and donors and insiders getting a lot of money, about 100 million or more of SDF funds. This is a really important fund that trains people and provides really important service in our communities. And the minister, as far as I could tell, was running a pay-to-play scheme. So I've filed that complaint with the commissioner, and I'm really pleased to see that she's going to be investigating. And I think what's important here is that the truth will come out and Ontarians will finally get the answers that they deserve. Okay,
Ms. Stiles, let's go over the timeline leading up to this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so certainly the Auditor General came out with a report basically as we were just about to return to the legislature for the very short 7-week session that we had. I was very focused on asking questions about the jobs disaster that's unfolding in this province. And when this report came out from the Auditor General indicating what she called a preferential treatment for certain people who receive funds, the Minister of Labour, as she pointed out, was moving fund applications that were on the bottom of the pile, ranked very low by civil servants, up to the top based on what it seemed to be connections that he had to lobbyists or donors or companies that were connected to him. And of course, then we learned that he was photographed rinkside with the CEO of a company that benefited, that the lobbyist who also had lobbied on behalf of that same company, he was at their wedding in Paris around the same time. So, you know, it all starts to look pretty fishy. And I've been asking for the minister to come clean. I've even asked for his resignation. And I've been asking for that for 8 weeks now. And the premier kept dodging and the minister made up excuses. So I went to the Integrity Commissioner.
You know, people have a lot of concerns, namely, you know, the crisis, the cost of living crisis that we're in. Why should Ontarians be concerned with this? Why should they care?
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, I'm up here in Sault Ste. Marie tonight, and, you know, I'm talking to people, and everybody is really concerned everywhere around this province about the rising cost of living. Everybody is trying to stretch a dollar right now, especially as we approach the holidays. And what matters about this is that it's the government taking hundreds of millions. I mean, really, it's a $2.5 billion fund, but hundreds of millions of that, and siphoning it off to their friends, their insiders, treating it like it's their personal piggy bank when it is actually your money. It is the taxpayers' hard-earned dollars, and it really should be going to the projects that are going to benefit Ontarians the most, especially in the kind of jobs crisis that we're facing right now. So it really does matter. It's when you think of like when Doug Ford was elected and he talked about how he was going to end the gravy train, right? Well, this is the gravy train, and it's got to end.
So what do you hope will happen through this investigations versus your expectation?
Right. Well, it's interesting because the Integrity Commissioner, when she sent me the letter today confirming that she was going to conduct the investigation we'd asked for, she also mentioned that she is going to use special powers that she has. And this is pretty significant because she doesn't always do this, but she's going to use special powers that she has so she can subpoena witnesses, she can get testimony, she can call for certain documents to be released. That gives her a lot of power. And we saw this the last time when the Integrity Commissioner was conducting a similar investigation into the Greenbelt scandal. And so I think, we'll find out. We'll find out what she learns. Hopefully, the minister and members of his staff and maybe even the premier will come forward and be truthful with the people of Ontario. And I hope that we get to the bottom of it. More than anything, I really want the people who have misused these funds to be held accountable. I want the minister to take some responsibility, and I want them to clean up their act so that the money from this very important fund can go to fund the kinds of skills and retraining programs that we really do need in the province of Ontario right now.
How long do you think it'll take before we learn more?
Well, it took a number of months with the Greenbelt scandal. I know that the Integrity Commissioner takes this kind of investigation very seriously, so I'm sure it'll take some time. And in the meantime, I think that the Minister of Labour should step aside. I don't think it looks good to be under investigation like this. I think the Premier should, if he won't do it, I think the Premier should ask for his resignation. And I think it would be great if we just jumped forward and took some accountability and provided some transparency right now.
Okay. Ontario NDP Leader Marit Stiles, thank you.
Thank you.